Good evening, everyone. So, welcome to the Menopause Wellness community, and we are going to be talking about menopause and cognitive changes. Cognitive changes this evening. Let's talk about the brain and how the menopause can affect our thinking. Absolutely, can affect our thinking. So let everyone know we're here. We're going to be here for an hour. So I'm going to go through this information. Welcome, Sidem. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for the likes. Thank you very much. So we're going to be talking about cognitive changes today. And I'm going to go through it. I'm going to share the information. We can have some questions. And then I'm also we're going to have a warrior up this evening to talk about Speak Her Truth. We're going to invite her up. So we're going to get going. We are going to get going this evening. So welcome. Do let everyone know we're here now. I know I always come on just a little bit earlier than 8 o'clock to start. But you are joining the Menopause Wellness community. For those of you who don't know me, I am Jackie. I am a Menopause Wellness practitioner as well as a menopause nutrition and weight loss management practitioner. We meet up every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday at 8 p.m. British summertime. I know it's not quite 8 yet, but I like to be on time. I'm stickler for time, me. So as I said, we're going to have a warrior up a bit later on, the last 15-20 minutes of the live, because we finish at 9, and we're going to have a warrior, and the warrior is going to speak her truth today. Okay, so obviously I've got my notes here because listen, this brain fog is fogging. So we're going to talk about cognitive changes, all right, when we're embarking on the menopause. So this is something that comes up quite frequently about brain fog, and sometimes we feel embarrassed about it. And it can be embarrassing, particularly if you're in the middle of a meeting or, a conversation with someone, and then the words just go out of the window. It can absolutely feel embarrassed. But just remember, we're not alone. We're not alone in this. Okay. So we're going to look at the cognitive changes, or what we can often call brain fog. We often refer to it as brain fog. Okay, and I know, the brain fog can fog a lot of the times. So if you've ever walked into a room and forgotten why, I do that so many times. You go from the kitchen to the living room, or living room to the bedroom, and you what am I doing here? What did I come in here for, right? Pop it in the chat if that's happened to you. You've gone in from one room to another, and then you turn around and say to yourself, what have I come in here for? Happens, yeah? It happens to me on a regular basis. Absolutely happens on a regular basis. So if you ever walked into a room and forgotten why, struggled to find words, or felt mentally drained for no reason, you are absolutely not alone. Okay, so we're going to go into what's happening to the brain during the menopause. So again, the hormone changes. What hormone do you think it's going to be? Okay, that I'm going to talk about. It comes up a lot in every single topic we're doing. This hormone is the main player, right? Estrogen. So your estrogen supports many brain functions, right? So it supports memory, focus, mood regulation, and communication between brain cells. Okay, so as estrogen levels drop, excuse me because the fireworks are going off. As estrogen levels drop, the brain has to recalibrate. So, and it's it's finding itself, all right? Hi, Karen. It's like it's finding itself. So, it recalibrates how it processes information and energy. So that's what's happening. So as I said, I'll repeat that again. As estrogen levels drop, the brain has to recalibrate how it processes information and energy. So this adjustment period can cause forgetfulness, poor concentration, or a sense of mental fog. Okay, so this is what's happening. So welcome everyone. We are just going to go through how the menopause can affect our cognitive function. Okay. So, other contributing factors, remember there's always going to be contributing factors, sleep disturbances. So if we're getting hot flushes, I got to tell you something about hot flushes. I will talk about this. I just spoke to my husband actually and said to him, because I was away for the weekend, I had my grandchildren and I slept in a bed on my own and I didn't experience no hot night sweats, not one night sweat for the 2 nights that I was away. And I came back and I said to my husband, I think my night sweats is because we're sleeping in the same bed. It's because his body heat and my body heat is just clashing and it's causing me to have night sweats. So we're trying to figure it out. So back to this now. I'm going to come back and I can see people coming in. Welcome everyone. I'll come and give you acknowledgement in a little while. We are going to have a guest speaker on as well. One of the warriors are going to come and speak their truth in the last 15 to 20 minutes. So the adjustment period can cause forgetfulness. So when our brain's adjusting, when we are navigating through the menopause, it can cause a forgetfulness, poor concentration, or a sense of mental fog. Okay. So other contributing factors, the sleep disturbances, as I mentioned. Thank you. Hot flushes, night sweats, fatigue, and poor mental clarity. I'm sure many of you are thinking or listening to this and thinking, yeah, I experienced that as well. Not everyone is going to experience this, mind you, but some of you will, be listening to this and thinking, yeah, that's me. So stress and anxiety elevate cortisol, which interferes with memory. Right. So when we're stressed, what did I say about this? I was on a night chat yesterday and the day before because I was away for the weekend and talking about stress. Our stress levels need to be at their lowest. So we have to stop and think that what's causing us stress? Who's causing us stress? Listen, we need to kind of remove them from our lives any way we can. Okay, within reason, obviously, within reason, right? So we said stress and anxiety elevate cortisol, which interferes with memory. So nutrient deficiencies like vitamin B, magnesium, and omega-3s can also affect brain performance. So this is why we really need to be mindful about what we're eating. I've sent out so many lists over the last 2 days on the foods that are going to be beneficial to be eating whilst we're navigating through the menopause. Okay, and we need to be looking at how we're eating and what we're eating. So emotional load, juggling work, family, and hormonal changes can overload the mind. So again, remember I said, and I'm always going to say it, we need to be kind to ourselves. We need to listen to our bodies. We need to step up self-love. We need to step up our self-care. That's what the things we need to be doing, right? So again, this is why sometimes our brain can just feel foggy and overloaded. I will continue. I'm going to come and speak to everyone in a little while. So this is not early dementia, because yesterday again I was speaking to a warrior and she was saying that she feels like she's got Alzheimer. And it's not early dementia or memory loss. It's your brain adapting to a new hormonal rhythm. This is what's happening when we are navigating through our menopause journey. Okay, right. I'm going to quickly come to and just welcome everyone in, because I just wanted to get started because there's a lot going on this evening. We're continuing with our themed lives. Today we are talking about menopause and cognitive changes. And how the menopause can have an effect on the brain. Okay, particularly you may be familiar with brain fog. You're in the middle of a conversation and you just totally lose your trail of thought. Yep, you go from one room to another and totally forget why you're there. It can happen. And then we're going to have, in the last 15-20 minutes, we're going to have a warrior, a community warrior, coming up and speaking her truth. And if you are interested in coming up and speaking your truth during a live, let me know, because that's what we're going to be doing. So you just need to get in touch with me. So I'm just going to go back and see if I've missed any comments before I continue with this information around menopause and cognitive changes. And do let me know. Let me know if you are a newbie. If you're new to the community, welcome. Welcome all of you. So we're only here for an hour, and then, my goodness, an hour goes so quickly. So quickly. Those of you who are new to the community, if you are not part of the community and you would like to be part of the community, all you need to do is follow, and it will notify you when we are on. And also to let you know that if I haven't been able to answer your questions, if I've missed them, I go through all the questions after each live and I will respond to you on a one-to-one basis. That's if I can, if your DMs are opened. So welcome everyone. Thank you for all the reposts. Thank you for the likes. Hi Karen, welcome. Do let me know if you are new as well. I'm just catching up with all the messages. And then I'll go back to some information. Flippity Flop, how are you? How to replace estrogen naturally. Flippity Flop, I don't know if I sent you some information. I have got a list. I've got a list of how the foods that can actually replace. And when we say replace these hormones, like our estrogen, our progesterone and testosterone, we're never going to be able to replace it to the capacity it once was, but we can kind of top it up a little bit. Okay, so there is a list. I don't know if I sent you, you would have. There is a list that I can send you. It's got a list of all the three hormones we mainly talk about, and what foods can support to build it up slightly. I can send that to you. Okay. Thank you for the gifts. Good evening, Tina. Good evening. Hope you're well. Yeah, so we're going to get going back. Hi, Sally. Good evening. Good evening. Always like to see. Thank you for liking the live TikTok. I'm going to call you TikTok. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for the follow as well. Yeah, so Tina, can you add estrogen naturally through diet? Yes, you can, Tina. I've got the list. I can send it over to you. Anyone who wants lists, you're going to have to get in touch with me by DM or email, and I can send you over the list. That's one of the new lists that I've put together, actually. How to replace your estrogen, progesterone and your testosterone through food. So I can send that over to you this evening. So just reach out to me. Okay, let me just check. Sally, I'm still having my problems and need to get into a new routine. Okay, so I hope you can get into the new routine very soon, Sally. You know, as much as I'm going through all this information, we really need to consider, as well as managing our symptoms, we need to consider what we are eating. Our diet plays a major factor in this change of life. Our diet, our exercise, also there are factors. Okay, genetics, diet, exercise, or refer to as movement. Stress can play a factor in it as well. And all these factors, if we're not considering those, what could potentially happen is our symptoms can be exacerbated. They can be a lot more intense than they would normally be. Right, I've just shared with you that it's just really the light bulb moment hit me when I was away over the weekend, that I was sleeping alone and I didn't have one night sweat. But as soon as I'm in the bed with my husband, I'm having night sweats. It's his body heat and my body heat together. We just need to get a bigger bed or sleep in separate beds. Not an option, but bigger bed, definitely. So I hope you can sort that out very soon, Sally. Hey, Claire, how are you? I've got to shout out my community ambassadors, Claire, Lulu, Just Empress, Poetic Angel, and Samantha. I just appreciate you all. But welcome to the live, everyone. Welcome, Queen Bee. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to go back to this information. I'll catch up with these. Thank you, user 1668 for the follow. Thank you. Thank you, everyone following. Thank you, Learn. Thank you very much for the heart me. Thank you, Susie, for the roses. Okay, we're going to get back to this now. So we've just gone through the cognitive change. I'm going to go through the cognitive changes now. Common cognitive changes, okay? So you may be experiencing forgetfulness, misplacing things or losing track of conversations. That happens to me a lot. I lose a trail of thought quite quickly. And then sometimes I can get back on track, and other times it's gone completely. And you may be, again, listening to this thinking, yeah, that happens to me. You're not alone. Absolutely not alone. So what else are the common changes? Thank you very much. Hey, Poetic Angel. What else are the common changes? Cognitive changes. So trouble concentrating or focusing, difficulty recalling words or names. Thank you very much for the heart me. Feeling mentally slower even when physically you feel fine. An increased overwhelm of indecisiveness. So these are just some common cognitive changes. Okay, I'll go through those again quickly. Forgetfulness, misplacing things or losing track of conversations, trouble concentrating or focusing, difficulty recalling words or names, feeling mentally slower even when physically fine, and increased overwhelm of indecisiveness. So those are some common ones. So these changes are temporary for most women, okay? And there are simple ways to support your brain through them. We can support our brain through them. I'm going to go into that again. I'm going to come back to some of these comments and then go back again. What's the time? 10 past. Okay, we're good for time. But welcome everyone to the wellness community, Menopause Wellness Community. If you've missed the information that's come up when you joined the live, I am Jackie. I am a menopause wellness practitioner as well as a menopause nutrition and weight loss management practitioner. Thank you for liking the live, Sally. Thank you for reposting. Thank you for following. Thank you for all the follows, all the likes, all the reshares. It's not gone unnoticed. Thank you very much, Kat, for the roses. Sonia, yes, I have got all of that. Okay, great. I know I've sent out over the last 48 hours, I have sent out a lot of emails with information on it for everyone. Just please remind me if you are reaching out for lists, let me know which lists you are interested in and I can send them over to you. Kerry, welcome. I'm 45 and I'm still feeling so anxious and just feel like I want to. Yes, and you know what? It's all right to scream for help. This is what we need to be doing. We need support. It feels like we are alone, and this is why the community's here. We are definitely not alone, and we're in this together. Okay, here on every 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays, we're here to support. So if you want to just come here and listen and connect with like-minded people, this is a place where you can come and you're not going to be judged. You are going to feel heard. You're going to be heard, and you're also going to be understood. Absolutely. So Kerry, I'm glad you came across the community and welcome. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the information and then I'll come back. Okay, so what we're going to look at next is I'm going to share with you tips for supporting cognitive health during menopause. Right, so we know we got the brain fog, we got the lack of concentration, and sometimes, you know what, we get up and we just don't feel like doing anything. Our brain is not in the the moving motion, right? It's not gonna be shifting today. Thank you for the gifts, Queen Bee. So let's have a look. So this acronym, I'm going to use this acronym BRAIN, okay? B is for breathe, R is for rest, A is for activate, I is for intake, and N is for nurture. I'll go through those. So breathe to be mindful, okay? Practice mindfulness or deep breathing to reduce cortisol and improve focus. These things help. So even 5 minutes a day can clear mental clutter and boost oxygen flow to the brain. When I first started meditating, and I haven't done it for a while, but when I first started meditating, my thought was, I can't sit there for 20 minutes quiet and just forget about everything. 20 minutes seems a long time. So what I done after going to a 3-week meditation class, and I was left alone to do it, every morning after I got out of the shower, I'd sit on my ottoman and just say to my husband, I'm just having 5 minutes. And for 5 minutes, I would just close my eyes and just, don't get me wrong, there were still sounds going on, okay? But just for 5 minutes, just close my eyes and think of nothing. Now, to begin with, it was a bit of a challenge, but when you consistently do it, you get it. Okay, so it actually worked for me. And do let me know in the chat if anyone else does this and how it works for you as well. So even if 5 minutes, so the R, so that was the B, breathe and be mindful. The R is rest and recharge, right? So prioritize quality sleep as much as you can, because I know sometimes it can be a challenge. So prioritize quality sleep. It's when your brain processes and stores memories. So create a bedtime routine, no screens, calm lighting, and a consistent schedule. Being consistent, I'm always saying that. Anytime we do anything, we need to be consistent. Consistency is key. Okay. So if sleep is difficult, consider herbal teas or relaxation techniques. So again, before you're going to bed, what exactly are you doing? You don't want to be rushing around the house trying to clean the house just before 10-15 minutes before you need to go to bed. So it's about having that downtime before you actually go to sleep. I know sometimes it's easier said than done, particularly when you're running a household, particularly when you have children or you're looking after sick relatives. Sometimes it's easier said than done. But you know what? You've got to put yourself first. You absolutely have to put yourself first. And sometimes, you know what? No has to come out the cupboard. No, I can't do that for you. You do you first, okay? So what I'm going to go on to next. So the next one is A, in brain. Activate your mind. So keep the brain stimulated with new activities. So reading, puzzles, learning a skill or creative hobbies, all those sort of things. You find out what works for you. Okay. So physical activity also boosts brain function. Go for a walk. Okay. Even brisk walking increases oxygen and blood flow to the brain. This is what we need. I keep saying to everyone, the body appreciates it when you move. So keep moving. Okay. If you are at work and you are in a working environment where you are constantly sitting at a computer, after an hour and a half, take that 5 minutes, go for a walk and stretch your legs. Even if you can go out and pop out and come back, get that brain functioning and get your body moving. So intake of nutrients. We talk about food all the time. Feed your brain with omega-3s, vitamin B12, magnesium, and antioxidants. Berries, leafy greens, nuts. Listen, I've got the list of nuts. I've got the list of foods that are going to be beneficial. There are berries on there as well. Stay hydrated. We're always talking about hydration. Okay, so dehydration can mimic fatigue and poor focus. So limit refined sugar. We talk about that all the time. Limit refined sugar and processed foods that cause energy crashes, because I'm telling you, you will crash. It has been an amazing journey for me since I cut out sugar. I'm telling you, it's been a game changer since I've cut out refined sugar out of my diet. And the N in brain, just to finish this part off, nurture connections. So social interaction boosts mood and cognitive health. So again, the community is here. We are here 3 evenings a week. I would love to be here more. But I'm not able to commit to that at the moment. So let's talk about our experiences. Connection reduces anxiety and sharpens mental clarity. That's what that does. Journaling can help release mental overload and improve memory as well. So your brain thrives on movement, nourishment, and calm. So just like the rest of your body. So remember, I'm going to say that again. Your brain thrives on movement. We're always talking about exercising. Nourishment, we're always talking about food. And calm, I'm always talking about your peace. Okay? They are your priorities. So let's start thinking about how we are going to move more, be more nourished and calm. And if that means getting rid of people in your life, then so be it. Because your calm, your peace is a priority. Okay? Just thinking about mindset and self-compassion. Reframe brain fog as a sign of transformation, not decline. So think about it. We're not losing our mind, okay? This is a part of this phase of life. So your brain is rewiring. It's creating new pathways for a new chapter of life. This is what's happening. So encourage self-kindness. I talk about this all the time. Self-kindness. You have to be kind to yourself. And patience as well. So give yourself grace. Give yourself some compassion. Okay. I'm going to share some affirmations. So my mind is adapting beautifully to this new stage. So my mind is adapting beautifully to this new stage. And one more, clarity returns as I care for my body, rest and nourish myself. So clarity returns as I care for my body, rest and nourish myself. Really important. We need to step up our game on our self-care and our self-love, okay, and find our peace. And it says it here, all right? I haven't just plucked this out of thin air. It says it here. So just to recap before I come back to all the messages, and then we're going to have a good chit chat before we invite Doc Rosie up to speak her truth. So menopause can temporarily affect memory and focus, right? Temporarily. But these changes don't define you. They absolutely don't define you. So with rest, nourishment, and mindfulness, your brain can thrive again. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Menopause can temporarily affect memory loss, memory and focus, but these changes do not define you. With rest, nourishment, and mindfulness, your brain can thrive again. Okay, so you do let me know if you've noticed any changes with your cognitive function. Yeah, I get brain fog a lot. I absolutely get brain fog. But I've just today had a conversation about my night sweats. It's my husband's fault I get night sweats. So let's come to the comments now before we invite our guest up to speak her truth. But welcome everyone to the Menopause Wellness community. My name is Jackie, if you don't know me already. I'm a menopause wellness practitioner and I'm also a menopause nutrition and weight loss management practitioner. We meet here 3 times a week, 8 o'clock for just 1 hour. And this is a community that you can be heard and understood. There's no judgment in here. And you know what? Sometimes that's all we need is just to be heard and understood. And it makes our journey so much more manageable. I'm telling you, that little thing, it makes it so much more manageable. But thank you for all the gifts. Thank you for all the follows. You're welcome, Mum. I'm going to call you Mum. Hi, Sammy. Thank you for your heart me. So I'm just going to go through all the comments and see if there's any questions. Yagold, good evening. Welcome to the community. So if you'd like to be part of the community, there's lots of things happening. We've got our very first face-to-face event in January, 24th of January, Saturday the 24th of January in Sidcup. It is a free event. It's from 2 till 5. It's all going to be about community, empowerment and well-being. So we're going to have guest speakers, we're going to have activities happening. It's a short time, but this is going to be the first of many. I'm also in the background organising some other face-to-face events as well. And remember, we've got our first book out as well. Our very first book. I don't know if you can all see that. Hot, Wise and Unapologetic is in paperback. And it will shortly be in ebook as well. So at the moment, this is our paperback book. This is your companion, I'm telling you. Kerry, I go to the fridge and get annoyed with myself because I don't. Yeah, Kerry, it can happen. It can, absolutely. It's when you're putting the butter in the oven and your car keys in the fridge. I'm telling you, it can absolutely happen. But give yourself be kind to yourself. Give yourself a bit of compassion and grace, honestly. All right. Sometimes we beat ourselves up about these things, but no, be patient with yourself. Okay. Absolutely be patient with yourself. Thank you for the follow. Lorna, thank you for the follow. So Brenda, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the community, everyone. All the newbies. I know you haven't mentioned if you're a newbie or not, but you know what? I'll give you... Welcome to all the newbies. Welcome. What's the time? Do time check. So I'm going to just check if there's any questions that I have missed. Remember what I mentioned about if I have missed your question, it's not deliberately. My sister is on. Oh, that's not nice to hear, Sammy. I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, and the thing is, we don't know what's going to work for us until we try it. This is the thing. It's a trial and error thing, isn't it? And this is why we need to give ourselves that peace, be kind to ourselves. There may be other things that your sister could use, may find useful. Please reach out to me and I can send the list to you of our herbs and spices that we have. What I love about the herbs and spices list, one of the herbs and spices list, because there's about 3 or 4, is that it gives you the herb or spice. It gives you the benefit of taking that herb or spice, and it also gives you the suggested intake to make it be of benefit. But anything you're going to take, you have to be consistent with taking it. Absolutely. Just this evening, my husband said to me, what did you used to take? And you said it was helping you for your brain fog. And I said, oh my gosh, I can't even remember. No pun intended. And he said, you take so many things. I don't know what you take. And I said, I know, I do. Because so many things are working for different things, right? Sally, I'm battling my MH and I've had 40 years and symptoms of... Right. I'm sorry to hear that, Sally. Really sorry to hear that. Have you seen the GP? And I always say, go and see your GP. That's if, your GP is for you. Go and see your GP and speak to your GP about it as well. But Sally, I'm more than happy to send you over lists of herbs and spices. I've got lists of supplements. We've got lists of foods that are going to be useful. Those foods includes everything around vegetables, around nuts. We've got a list of nuts as well. So yeah, I can send that out to you to see if any of those are going to be helpful for you. Please remember, anytime we're going to look at anything new, if you are on medication or you have any health conditions, before you try it, please consult your GP. I would not want you to start trying something new that you've never tried before and it has an impact on your health or any of your medication that you're taking. Okay, Annie, welcome. I always take estrogen 4 pumps and 2 progesterone tablets in the morning. Does anyone take it at night? Okay, so Annie's just asked a question, everyone. Please feel free. And Annie, It's for people in the community, warriors in the community, to answer that, because I am not a estrogen. I don't take no HRT. I've never taken it. I will never take it. I just don't feel it's for me. So that question has been pinned up. I'm hoping that someone in the community has seen that and they can reach out to you if they take it in the morning. Yeah. But that's what I love about the community. You speak amongst yourselves. Anytime you're speaking amongst yourselves, I'm going to keep right out of the conversation because you're talking to each other. This is what we're here for, to connect and speak to each other, encourage each other. You may come across something that you thought, oh, I didn't think of that. And you know what? You get that light bulb moment in the community where you walk away and think, oh my gosh, I'm not by myself. I'm not the only one experiencing this. Not the only one experiencing this. What's the time? Okay, so we're gonna invite Doc Rosie soon, because Doc Rosie is going to come up and speak her truth. And if anyone would like to come up and speak your truth, DM me or send me an email and I will schedule your time to come up and speak your truth. I love to hear warriors' truth because it helps others. It may inspire them. It may allow them to have that light bulb moment that they realize that they're absolutely not alone in this journey. Okay, absolutely not alone. Okay, Tina, and I'm hoping that is helping your CBD. I really hope that's helping you. I mean, it's been a while you've been doing it, so 5 years is a while, isn't it? Thank you for the follows, everyone. Thank you for the follows. So, yeah, I think we've got probably one more themed live. We've got some guest speakers coming up next week. And we've got one more themed lives around the digestive system. So the next one is menopause and the digestive system. And then we're going to go and talk about menopause and sugar. This refined sugar. We need to talk about it. And how it impacts, Mike, what have I done to this? How it impacts the body. Why do I get heart palpitations when I eat? IgM, I would go and see a GP because that's not normal. And what are you eating? Did I speak to you the other day, IgM, and suggested that you carry out a food diary? Your name seems familiar. Your handle seems familiar. You're welcome, Annie. Thank you for the follow, Mama on Call. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, what are you eating? And have you done a food diary? Because having palpitations after eating is not normal. Let's stop normalizing what we're experiencing. Warriors, warriors, warriors. Okay? If something like that is happening where we're eating and something's happening after we're eating and it's not something that we're familiar with, let's not just downplay it. Our bodies are giving us signals for a reason. We need to stop and take note of it. Okay? So I would suggest you go and see your GP about it because that is absolutely not normal. It could be something that you're eating. Absolutely could be something that you're eating, but it could be something else. And we don't know that until we go and get it looked at. I'm 47 on use. Okay. Now that's great if that's working for you, Sammy. That is fantastic. It's fantastic. I've heard magnesium is great. I'm using so many different things. I've not been consistent in my magnesium. So, yeah, as much as I say to everyone, be consistent, I'm consistent with everything else. The magnesium is a new thing that I'm doing. I will definitely become consistent with that. How long does this all last for? Queen Bee. The menopause. Once you're in post-menopause, we're in post-menopause for the rest of our lives. For some warriors, what will happen is the symptoms will dramatically decline Some of them may kind of disappear. For others, it may be that once they're in postmenopause, the symptoms will remain. But it's about managing those symptoms. Since being in postmenopause, I've been in postmenopause 5 years now. I've noticed some of my symptoms have disappeared completely, touch wood. I don't want to invite them back into my life. Some of them have disappeared completely, but there's still some there. But yeah, it's going to be for the rest of our lives. Thank you for the follow, Mimi. Okay, what is the time check? Okay, is Doc Rosie in the house? I didn't even see your name come up. I'm hoping you're here, because we're going to invite Doc Rosie up to speak her truth. One of the warriors. What am I doing to this phone today? What is going on? Okay. I'm just pushing buttons that I shouldn't even be pushing, clicking on things that I shouldn't even be clicking on. Okay. Okay. So we're going to be inviting very soon. Hi, Deborah. I could not get hold of the Lion's Mane tea bags from Holland Barrett. You suggest. Okay. You can try order them online, Deborah. If you don't need them straight away, if you can't get them in the store, because I had to walk to 2 different stores that day. They was an hour apart. So if you cannot get it in the store, try and order it online. That may be an option. Welcome everyone to the community. Welcome. I use lion's mane for brain fog. Yeah, Shelley Ann, I do the same thing. It's fantastic. The lion's mane tea I use, the tea works well for me. Magnesium glycinate and is good for me. Relaxes. Fantastic. Grace's journal. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm so glad that you know what? You've pushed through and found something that works for you, because there is going to be something out there and it just may take a little bit of time to identify what that is. It's all about trial and error. Give yourself compassion. Give yourself some grace and be kind to yourself. I take menopause tablets. I take menopause tablets once a day. I'm just going for doctor and HRT causes. Okay, good luck with that, Karen. The tablets are working. I'm hoping that they're working for you. Thank you for the follow. Okay, you're welcome, Deborah. What is a brain fog, by the way? A brain fog. Okay, so a brain fog is when you may be talking and you lose lack of concentration. You forget what you were saying. You lose your trail of thought. Yeah, when my brain fog has hit me, I cannot remember the sentence I was just trying to say. Sometimes I do odd things like an example, put your car keys in the fridge, your brain's fogging. Okay, that's the brain fog. And we just went through how the menopause can affect the brain. This is why we're talking about cognitive changes today. Anytime we go and do a live, everyone, if have missed part of it and you would like to, you think, oh, I wish I was here at the beginning, I now go and I download it from here and upload it onto our YouTube channel, the Menopause Wellness Community YouTube channel. You can go and watch it again if you've missed it. I always upload those. Doc Rosie, I'm looking for Doc Rosie. Are you in the house? Do send me a message. Oh, here you are. Doc Rosie is waiting for your invite. Okay, thank you, Learn With. Okay, I'm gonna Doc Rosie. Let me just find Doc. Here we go. You disappeared. Where you gone? Doc Rosie, can you send me I just saw you and then all of a sudden you just disappeared. Okay, let me just see if I can find your name and click on you. Doc Rosie. Okay, so we are going to be inviting Doc Rosie up to the panel, and Doc Rosie is going to speak her truth. And if you are interested in coming up and speaking your truth, please let me know. Get in touch with me and then I can arrange for a time and a day for you to do that. Always love to hear. Doc Rosie, can you send me an invite, please? Because you've disappeared from the viewers list. I cannot see you anywhere. I'm just looking again. For some reason, you have disappeared. She is live, so you will need to co-host with her. Okay, I see. So let me co-host. Well, I can't even see her on here to co-host. Can you, are you, okay. I can't even see her on here to co-host. Okay. Right, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Sage tablets, Lisa, Sage tablets from Barrett's Tablets has helped me. Oh, fantastic. That is good to know. I'm here. Okay, I'm here. Let me see. Co-host. I've sent an invite now, Doc Rosie. Thank you. Hello, how are you?
Hi.
We got there in good time.
Eventually, yeah, I was telling Busol, I was like, oh my God, I'm pressing buttons. I don't know what I'm doing. And then she was like, just hold on. I'm gonna tell her, and then she'll invite you from that side. But then I
Yeah.
waited and I was like, I'm too impatient. Let me just stop this one and go there.
No, welcome to the community. So, I'm going to just hand over to you to speak your truth because we're going to just listen to you.
Okay. All right then. So that's fine. So how do I cannot see myself. Oh, I'm in the little box in the corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So anyway, if people want to see me in full, they can go to my page.
Okay, you on your page as well, are you?
Yeah, they can see me on my profile if they want to see like a full picture of who I am. So
Yeah.
I'm Rose. I'm 47. And I'm a mom of two. I have very long and obstetric history.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm a mom of two. One is 23, the other one is 15. And a couple of years back, so around the time, I think I was 40, 42, getting into 43.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of things just started to happen.
Mm.
So what started to happen was the weirdest thing. It was lactose intolerance.
Okay.
So I'd never really heard about lactose intolerance. So I had milk and our traditional meal in Zimbabwe called sadza. Um, and then I thought I was so sick. I had to take days off. I
Mm.
was very, very sick. I've never had stomach ache like that. So in the end, I went to the doctor and I asked, and they asked for like the food stuff, like what did you eat and stuff like that. And then I explained, and she said, oh yeah, you're probably lactose intolerant. And then she took some stool samples and lots of samples anyway. And then in the end, she said, I'm lactose intolerant.
Right.
She said, no, we don't even have that in my family. And then she said, you have to start looking at the foods that you eat.
Mm.
Yeah, so my whole diet had to change.
Yeah.
And that was sort of the first symptom. Then the next symptom that I experienced around about the same time was I wanted to go on a contraceptive because I had a partner then.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, okay, I will try something. So when I moved from Zimbabwe and I came to the UK, I wasn't doing anything. And then I had the partner, and I was like, okay. So I looked it up, and the doctor said I should jab myself with, in Zimbabwe, we call it Depo Provera. Here, I'm not sure what it is called, but the injection, the injectable, the one you inject like once every 3 months.
Right.
That one, yeah. So I went to Boots, I got my prescription, I got everything, I jabbed myself, and I bled from around March up until August. I
Right.
was bleeding continuously. It just messed up everything. And I thought it was because it's hormonal or something.
Yeah.
Um, but the gynecologist, because I had to go to the hospital many times, the ambulance came for me many times at that point. She also then said, "You, at your age, you are probably now getting into perimenopause." I just looked at her. I didn't quite understand what she was saying.
Okay.
I'd never really talked about it with anyone,
Mm.
except for just reading about it and just knowing about it. I work in mental health,
Yeah.
um, and I've worked I teach at the medical school, and so I've heard about it, but
Yeah.
not really intimately for me to really understand what that was.
Okay.
So I started to look into all that information, and I started to look at all the piling up of things that was going on. So it was now um, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome,
Mm.
lactose intolerance, headaches. I had to go for iron infusion because of the bleeding.
Yeah.
So somehow I just stumbled upon information about it, and I looked at it and I thought, oh my God, I am actually in perimenopause.
Mm.
So these are some of the symptoms. And then as time went on, the symptoms just kept on piling.
Yeah.
And to deal with the bleeding,
Yeah.
in last year in 2024, finally, after 3 years of bleeding into office chairs, bleeding through my sheets, my bed, it had been messy.
Mm.
Um, I I got a coil, the progesterone coil.
Okay.
Yeah. And when she finally did that, and because Jackie, we've been talking about, people don't quite understand a lot.
Yeah.
I was told I have adenomyosis, and you've got little fibroids, and you've got a polyp, and you've got a stenosed cervix, because the first time round, they tried to insert the coil.
Mm.
They just couldn't get in, and the doctor was very, very terrible. He was a guy, and yeah, I even complained. And then I talked to someone at work, and they said, no, no, you should write to pals and complain about that.
Yeah.
And ask them to reschedule with the HOD. And because I work with them, so it was easy for me to like write to them, and I made sure that the email I sent
Yeah.
had my signature
Yeah.
at the bottom so they could see who they're talking to.
Of course.
And yeah, I think that's what got the attention of the HOD. And she called me
Yeah.
and she sat me down and she said, I've read everything and I've gone through your file, your whole NHS file,
Yeah.
and you are in perimenopause. And let me explain a couple of things. So she started to explain a lot of things, started to make sense. So she was like, this is a gynecological visit,
Mm.
but I have time and I've set aside time to just talk to you about this. She was so nice. And then she said, let me check to see if you surely have cervical stenosis. I doubt that.
Yeah.
You probably are starting to have some dryness and some atrophy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just, so she did check. And yeah, so I was like, there's no stenosis that I can see. It's not closed.
Yeah.
You can get in, but most of the training, we always talk about training. She did say most of the training that goes on, we
Yeah.
never really talk about those things
Yeah.
unless a patient walks in. So it's not on the syllabus. It's not things that we actually teach doctors. This is how you deal with insertion for a perimenopausal woman with vaginal atrophy. This is how you do.
Mm-hmm.
We don't talk about that. So
Yeah.
she's scheduled to do it herself. It was then done by someone else, though, a lady who also came and talked to me nicely. And yeah, because she was the gynecologist was away, and I got a slot.
Yeah.
And it's a slot, but someone cancelled. So
Yeah.
they said, if you want to wait for Sarah, you can wait for her until February. But if you want to deal with your problem now, you can come in. We have your file, and we've got you the best. So
Mm.
I went in and they did that. So they removed a small fibroid and a polyp, and then inserted the coil.
Okay.
Yeah, and the bleeding, that worked for my bleeding. So now I have a period like once every 3 months or so.
Okay.
It's not as heavy, it's not as crazy as it was. The other symptoms I might say that are significant, I mean, the itching, the ringing ears, and I have all that. But the most significant has been the brain fog. the
Yeah.
brain fog and um, executive function, it's
Yeah.
just sitting to make a simple decision is very hard.
Yeah.
To just think straight sometimes is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I'm also finding I'm becoming very socially anxious. Like if I have to go out, I'll have to like really talk to myself in the mirror and say, it's okay. You can go out. You have to do this. You have to go to the office at some
Yeah.
point. So it's been really hard and I've been trying to manage. So and also, what I did to help myself is to do a lot of research. I'm a researcher, so by
Right.
nature, I was like, I'm going to research this until I know everything about everything there is to know about menopause.
Absolutely.
So I even started a whole YouTube channel,
Yeah.
just talking about my symptoms and sharing the things that I'm confident to talk about.
Yeah.
Um, so, and then also I became a menopause advocate because the university has a menopause policy. I didn't even know these things existed up
Yeah.
until yeah. So they have these groups and I've been attending and listening and yeah, yeah. But I think the only thing I'm really not yet very confident about is the patches.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've had the hot flashes. I've had terrible cold flashes as well, and dizziness and whatnot. Um, and then I went also because of the vaginal dryness, and I was given pessaries. So I've got the pessaries, and I used them, and that solved that problem.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, if I'm going to go on the patches, I'll have to. It will have to be at a point where I'm like, I really, really cannot function now.
Yeah.
So I guess for sort of HRT, I have those pessaries and I have the coil. Um, Other than that, I do the usual ashwagandha, magnesium. Um, that's what I can tolerate because of
Yeah.
the IBS. Some of the things I really cannot tolerate.
Yeah.
And then and vitamin D and B6. So I try to find those that are combined.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a journey, Jackie, but
It sounds like it.
it's been a journey. I mean, the cognitive ones, I think that's the worst. The mood swings, you just wake up angry,
Yeah.
like a toothbrush is out of place. And I'm so angry and I'm showering and ask myself, am I really angry because the toothbrush is out of
Yeah.
place? And yeah, and I've talked to my kids about it. So they watch me sometimes. They're filming me trying to talk about menopause, and so now they know a lot as well,
That's
and they
good.
sort of know. Like when I say I can't hug today,
Yeah.
I'm a bit touchy. They sort of understand, but you can tell that they're kids.
Of
They want
course.
they want their mom back. My 15-year-old, they said, I really really want my mom back.
Yeah.
Is there anything that they can give you or jab you with? I can help, so
Oh.
you can be as excitable as you used to be. And I'm like, I'll get there, I'll get there. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you will.
it's been a
You will
journey.
definitely.
It's been a journey.
Again, I always saying it's a journey inside a journey, isn't it?
Yeah,
You're navigating through the menopause, and now you need to embark on a second journey alongside that to find out what is going to work for you. And it can take some
yeah,
time. You know, it's fantastic if you can find it just like that, but it will take
yeah,
it may take time for others.
yeah, yeah.
So
For the bleeding, yeah, that was like almost magic.
yeah, no, that was
Oh
good.
yes, that also solved a lot because I talk to other women who ask me about the channel and and things I talk about, and I tell them some of the symptoms cause other symptoms. So
Mm,
if you are bleeding, you're gonna get worse brain fog. You're going
yeah,
to get joint pain because as you bleed, you are losing also your calciums and your all that.
yeah,
So a lot is gonna get worse because you're not dealing with the bleeding.
of course.
Or if right now I'm trying to think, how can I deal with the brain fog and the executive function? Because
Mm,
then that affects like my relationships with my
yeah,
kids, even at work. Sometimes I'm in the office and I have phantom smells, and I'm like, I'm smelling someone's shoes and I'm not even sure if their shoes are smelling or if it's just in my head.
Yeah.
So it's hard sometimes. And I'm yeah. So I missed the first part you were talking about um cognitive issues, and I really hope Mel is saying iron deficiency. Yeah, so if you bleed, you get the iron deficiency, and that comes with its own problems. So I ended up having iron infusions, and they sort of solve some of the issues, but they are terrible. So you get it, let's say today, and for the next week, I tell you, you'll feel like you have COVID.
Yeah.
You feel rubbish, and then you start getting better. But imagine I have to go to work. I'm a single mom. I have to go to work. I have to get up and I have to exercise and do. But imagine you spend half the month feeling
Yeah.
rubbish.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. And I think that, again, I really just encourage everyone to, and it's going to be different for everyone.
Yeah.
Really try and encourage everyone to, when you start putting yourself first and being a lot more kinder to yourself, and you know, you can then start embracing your journey a bit better. I'm not going to say you're going to love your journey, you know, but it's, if we could take a magic wand and let it go away tomorrow, absolutely, many of us probably would
Yeah.
choose that, you know. But it's just embracing it as much, as best as we can, as best as we can.
Yeah.
But you know,
Someone said people also suffer from iron deficiency even if you don't bleed. I didn't know that. I always thought if someone has an iron deficiency, there's some bleeding somewhere.
no, no,
No.
yeah, no,
Okay.
you can be low in iron without the bleeding.
Okay.
And again, things like, you know, your diet, exercising, and things like that, and your genetics as well can play a part in it as well. So yeah, it's good that you're doing your research as well. Always do your research, do your due diligence. Absolutely, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Doc Rosie, it's been fantastic listening to your truth, and thank you for coming up and speaking your truth this evening.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sorry for the confusion. So I
No,
thought,
no, no.
yeah, I thought we were going to do the magic thing of, side by side and what. Oh dear, but
Yeah,
just
no, that's
I'm
we
still
got.
learning how to use TikTok.
Yeah, no, so am I. Absolutely, so am I.
Are there any
But you
laws
know,
around
I'm
menopause? Yes, there
hoping
is a
that
law here.
you
Sorry, Jackie. Someone asked about is there a law around menopause at work?
a
Yes,
law
there
around
is.
menopause. Yes.
They are, so every workplace by April 2026 has to submit just like they submit policies in HR for many, many things for compliance purposes. Most places they have to have a menopause policy in place. Just like they have a pregnancy policy, maternity, and all that, they have to now have something in place for
Yes. So
menopause. Yeah.
that's for Doc Rosie. That is going to be for any employer with 250 more employees. They have to publish their menopause policy. However, those employers with less than 250
They
won't
are
need to
not.
publish. So, but they will have access to information around the how they're going to support menopause. Their employees navigating through the menopause. So yeah, if it's a smaller workplace, because you get some people that they're the only woman in their workplace, working with men, but they still have to put something in place. But yes, the employment bill updated in October 2024, and it's got a lot of information around what is coming up for 2026, and menopause has been a part of that, is a part of that. And
Yeah.
on top of that as well, remember last week we got the notification that our health checks are now going to include menopause talks.
Yay! I'm so excited. I hope they also. Well, I don't like to to throw water on it, but I always ask myself that sometimes we expect so much because I
Yeah,
teach at a medical school, so I sort of know what they go through. Like a lot of changes happen in the system.
yeah,
One, they're not trained enough or on time, and then they already have all these other new things that come out, and they've just had menopause added. They just came out of COVID and all these other, and I'm thinking, oh dear, how much training do they need to do? I know mental health is also coming on strong. Like
Yeah,
they have to check certain things, but I guess with time they will get there.
absolutely.
But this initial phase is really gonna be tough. It's
Yeah.
really gonna be tough. Yeah.
Right, so it's coming up to our ending time now, and I just want to answer a few questions on here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Doc Rosie, thank you very much for coming up to speak your truth, and I hope that other warriors have heard you and understood you, and also they may have had that light bulb moment to say, do you know what? I experienced something similar, and I am not alone. So, thank you again.
All right. Thank you,
You have a
Jackie.
lovely evening.
Same to you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so yeah, so if you are interested in coming up and speaking your truth, then please, please, please get in touch with me, and I'll schedule your time for one of our scheduled lives. We've got 2 minutes to go. Real Menopause Talk. Hi, how are you? I've noticed a few of your questions here. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that. And I'm glad you've come across the community. And also, I know you asked about progesterone. I have to say this slow, because it don't come out right if I say it fast. Progesterone. Look, and I can't even say it. I'm twisting up tonight now. The intolerance. Yeah, we can do. Thank you very much. We can do. Do you know, it's these words, I tell you. If I have to say it slow, otherwise, if I try and say it fast, it doesn't come out right. Years ago, I could not say the word legislation without sounding like I've had a few drinks. That's how it was for me. But yeah, we can do a talk on the progesterone intolerance. And as well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through all the comments, like I said, and answer all those questions that I haven't been able to answer during the live on a one-to-one basis, as long as your DMs are open. Today is Sunday. We'll be back on Tuesday. I believe Tuesday is the 6th, isn't it? Is it the 6th on Tuesday? Yes, it is. No, the 4th. It's the 4th on Tuesday. I believe we are talking about menopause and the digestive system on Tuesday. And then we've got a guest speaker on Thursday, and on Sunday we've got another guest speaker. But if you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can DM me or send me an email. And I'm going to just go and respond to all your questions now, because I'm very stickler for time. It's 9 o'clock now. I'm going to end the live. Thank you all for liking the live. Thank you for coming into the community. If you are part of the community, you know how we operate. If you're not part of the community and you would like to be, all you need to do is follow Tuesdays, Thursdays and Sundays at 8 p.m. British summertime. Those are our scheduled lives. There are times when I just do impromptu lives, so you can catch me around then. And I'm going to end the live 2 ways. I always end the live. The first way, I always send a virtual hug to everyone. And the second thing, I always let you know that you are not alone. If you do feel alone after the live has ended, please reach out to someone who you trust, someone who will listen, and someone who will understand you. If not me, someone else. So everyone have a blessed day, the rest of the evening, and I hope your week is a productive week. And I will see you all on Tuesday. Stay blessed, everyone.